What's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of P5X. In today's video, guys, we're going to be going over what personas are good for Haru here, and is one of them being SHIVA a must pull or is it a high value target? I think a lot of you guys have been asking this question, especially when you're trying to prepare for Haru, and we've been doing a lot of videos recently to really get everybody on the same page. So if you guys are interested in something like this, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get straight into it. So as I said, we're already trying to prepare for Haru to the best of our potential here. So we've already done a bunch of videos, especially on my TW account, to really just show off Haru herself. But there's also a few things that we haven't really talked about. One of them being just the weapon comparisons, how much the damage differ. Of course, how do you build the character, which I will have a video on that eventually. And then of course, we've had other questions such as personas. Now, personas is the topic for today's video here, and I have to say, when it does come down to personas, she is no enemy to this. We already know what type of personas are going to be good for her. And the first one that I want to look at, which is the high value target today's video, is going to be SHIVA. Now, SHIVA is insanely good here, and we have them already maxed out on TW, of course, here. And I feel like a lot of you guys, especially if you're really going for Haru, you're going to want to max them out as well. Well, so you guys can actually read it, we're going to look at lefel.net and actually show you guys exactly what we're doing here. And if you don't know what lefel.net is, be sure to check it out, because it actually is a really good site, very helpful here, and it helps you build your characters to the maximum potential. But SHIVA is pretty much the dedicated persona for Haru here, and they're always going to help you out with increasing your attack related stuff. They're also going to be able to increase your damage taken abilities whenever you use the highlight, and so on and so forth. This is one of your main personas that is just going to be your main one that you're going to use for a little bit of an attack to get that buff on procced off. And then you're going to swap off to like Dionysus, Dominion, and try to keep on running with that torch. It's pretty easy to get this character. They only cost about like 400 coins. And if you have been saving your coins, which I think everyone should have been saving their coins for, like VISHNU, SHIVA, if you wanted to do some funny things here, of course you could use Yoshitsune, but really a lot of us really have been just saving our coins for at least that character that we really want to invest in and hyper invest into their personas. SHIVA being the topic is obviously one of these, and so you can have different ways of building SHIVA. The way I currently have them built on is usually just a ton of attack as well, which you can see some of the recommended skills they do have down there, which can be very helpful. But for the topic today, let's go ahead and talk about the passive. Now, our alteration here is one of the few that's increasing your attack percentage by 29.1%. And at the start of each turn, you're gaining something called a wisdom. Well, wisdom is able to stack and have this in reserve. And if you have 3 whole stacks, they can deal different buffs. So if you have 1 stack, you're increasing your skill psychokinesis damage by 33%. If you have 2 stacks, you're obviously getting that decreased foes defense by 45%. And if you have 3 stacks, you're increasing your psychokinesis critical taken rate by 18%. Now, this is just something that they're going to build up over time here, so you're really not going to have to do too much here. Whenever we do use a unique skill, it will spend our wisdom here, but in all honesty, we're going to have these stacks pretty much all the time, so you don't need to really worry about that. If you see with Dance of Destruction, which is one of the skills that you will be using here, it will spend all the wisdom stacks to activate this alteration. So at the beginning of the game, you most likely will have all your stacks ready and be able to actually use this to the best of its capabilities. But there's only a few things that I say you would probably want to use on this guy, and I'm being honest, it's probably going to be like crit rate. You got attack bonus here, which is very helpful. Of course, auto Mataru if you want to, but I will tell you this: if you're using auto Mataru, do understand that it doesn't last. The buff itself doesn't last, which is one of the reasons I don't use it on my TW here, because if you swap off, that buff is gone. You're no longer actually making use of it, so I wouldn't recommend it. I'll probably have a build guide when it does come down to at least the persona itself, but that's going to be for a whole different video anyway. But SHIVA is definitely one of the top tier personas that a lot of you guys should be looking forward to building, and is a very high rated persona. If you're not going for them, you might be a little bit in trouble. Now, some other personas that you guys really do want to invest in, especially when it does come down to Haru, is going to be VISHNU. Now, VISHNU is one of the other personas I talked about here, especially when it does come down to Haru herself, and that's mainly just because VISHNU allows you to get that defense down rate, which you're always going to love, but it also gives you that increased critical rate. The increased critical weight itself is also going to help you out because it's about around like 17.5%, which is insanely good, by the way, to actually have for a character like this. And I think a lot of you guys are really going to enjoy having something like this on this character. Once again, this is another persona that I have maxed out. I would advise a lot of you guys to try to focus on one of them first before even trying to go to a different one. You don't technically have to overclock them either, so it's honestly up to you on which personas you really want to invest in. You can either try to focus on overclocking them as fast as possible, or you can go ahead and just try to get one of each. If it was up to me and I'm just really trying to get the most out of my character right now, I would probably do one of each just to go ahead and have them both under my belt to have my rotations pretty right. But of course, for the people who really want to min-max their Haru, they're probably going to max out SHIVA, and this is mainly just a secondary suggestion. It also has a lot of things that it really does help out, and this is mainly going to come down to its main skill, which is going to be Winds of Nirvana. Now, Winds of Nirvana here also has a chance of proccing Windswept, meaning no matter what you do, you're increasing the skill damage that's going to be happening by 27%, and they're also able to take more damage when this does happen. So it increases the wind damage that is taken by 27% as well. But in all honesty, Windswept is just helping you out any more so because of the defense decrease, which is making Vishnu a very good defense shredder. The only downside about this is you really want to be using the unique skill for this one. Seeing that Haru is an AoE based character, instead of using the unique skill, which is Winds of Nirvana, you'd probably be using Magarudyne, and that's because this one has a chance of proccing Windswept on everybody for 2 whole turns, and it's an AoE move, so you're kind of getting the debuff that is Windswept, which is very, very helpful. Now, 2 other personas that I want to go in. One of them is not in the game just yet, so it's another persona that you guys can kind of prepare for here, and that is going to be NIAN. And NIAN itself is this one. NIAN is an insanely good debuffer. You're gonna get him around at least Chinese New Year, so being able to prep for this persona will be a really good one to actually have. They do give it out for free, so you don't have to worry about anything when it does require any of that information here. And I do have to say, don't pay attention to that first skill. That first skill is a pay to win skill that's like not even in the game yet. Don't have to worry about it. The only thing you really want to know about NIAN is you're really just going to be using Marukunda and then swapping on off. Or you can go ahead and use its actual skill, which isn't too bad, but that's mainly for specific teams. So it's usually just going to be Marukunda that you go for. And the last but surely not least, if you're one of the people who have not invested too much, or either you're just trying to get the bare minimum for Haru, SURT is always going to be a good decision. A high value target, of course, of the video is SHIVA, but SURT is going to be an insanely good one to also invest in because you're getting that increased element accuracy by 20.9%. And then of course you're able to put Marukunda on him, or he comes out with Marukunda, and this gives the foes a 3-turn defense decrease. So this persona is insanely good. A lot of us already have it, so it doesn't mean you have to invest into anything else, which is always a great deal to think about. I do think these personas are the ones that you really want to go through, so try to invest into it. As a little bit of a TLDR recap here, let's go ahead and check them on out. You got SHIVA, your primary suspect whenever you want to deal some attack damage, who's really good for Haru. Easy, you really want to invest in this one and just build them like a DPS if you very well can. Usually only going to be using the first skill to actually proc its passive. Then of course, if we are looking at the next characters that I ended up going over here, the next one is VISHNU. VISHNU, this is your defense shredder and critical rate buffer. You got your critical rate just from going ahead and proccing off the main skill. And then of course, if you are using them for a debuffer as well, you want to make sure you have Magarudyne to get that AoE debuff, which is going to proc a Windswept. Then we have our third persona being NIAN. NIAN is a persona that is not out just yet, but of course they do assist you when it does come down to at least having Marukunda and being able to proc off its highlight, making sure that they're taking way more damage in general for damage taken, as well as being a decent debuffer. And then last but not least, SURT, who overall is helping you in any way possible, seeing that they're able to decrease foes' defense pretty easily while helping out your element accuracy. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy it, please do smash that like button on your forehead and consider subscribing if you are new. I do daily videos on this here, and we're gonna also try to do some more shorts. I have a lot of things coming in the future, so thank you guys for supporting me all day. And until next time, everybody, peace.